Hello student, in today's class we will discuss ratio, proportion and partnership exercise part 5. Okay, so let's start. Now first we see index, exercise questions and summary. After the class we summarize our exercise. First we see some questions. Okay, now there is a disclaimer. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concern or issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Now let's start it. First we see some formulas of ratio and proportion and partnership. Now the first formula is definition of ratio. If we have two numbers, how can we write it? We can write it into two form, fraction form or in ratio form. So the sign of this ratio is colon. A ratio B is represented in the form of A colon B. Okay. Or in the fraction form, we can write it A upon B. Equivalent ratio. If we say that two ratios are equal, so we say that these are equivalent ratio. So we can write it into form of A into D equals to B into C. Now, simplifying ratio. We always remember that ratio will be in simplified form. What it means? It means their greatest common divisor should be 1 only. It means A and B should be only divisible by 1, none other than any number. Okay. Now mixed ratio. Let X and Y and M and N are to be two ratios. Okay. Then if we multiplied it, MX ratio NY is called a mixed ratio. Okay. Same way duplicate ratio. The mixed ratio of two equal ratio is called the duplicate ratio. What it means? Duplicate ratio will be if we have X ratio Y, then X square ratio Y square is called duplicate ratio. So in same way, subduplicate ratio, the square root of the certain ratio is called its duplicate. Okay. So subduplicate ratio, if we have a ratio of X ratio Y, then under root X ratio under root Y is called subduplicate ratio. Next one is triplicate ratio. In the same way, the cube of a certain ratio is called triplicate ratio. So if the number ratio has been given A ratio B, so A cube ratio B cube is called triplicate ratio. Next one is subtriplicate ratio. The cube roots of a certain ratio is called subtriplicate ratio. The subtriplicate ratio of A ratio B is equals to cube root of A ratio cube root of B. Inverse ratio. The reciprocal of a quantities of ratio is called its inverse reciprocal or inverse ratio. For example, if A ratio B is given, then 1 upon A ratio 1 upon B is called inverse ratio. Next one is compound ratio. Compound ratio of two or more ratios says A upon B, C upon D, E upon F. It is given. So compound ratio will be A into C into E upon B into D into F is called compound ratio. For example, product of numerator, that is product of numerator upon product of denominator. Okay. Next one. Now move to proportion. When two ratios are equal, then we say that they are in same proportion. Okay. So we can write it into form of A ratio B proportionate C ratio D. This is the representation of proportion. Okay. A is called first proportion, B is called second proportion, C is called third proportion and D is called fourth proportion. Okay. Cross multiplication, we can write it A cross multiply it. So A into D equals to B into C. What is continued proportion? If A upon B equals to B by C, then B is mean proportional between A and C, which is represented by B square equals to AC. So this formula is used for mean proportion also. Okay. When we calculate mean proportion of two numbers, then we use this formula B square equals to A into C. Now next one is direct proportion. If X and Y are directly proportional, then X upon Y equals to K. K is a constant. Or we can say that X equals to KY, where K is constant. Now next one is inverse proportion. If X and Y are inversely proportional, then X into Y equals to K. Or we can say that Y equals to K upon X, where K is constant. Next one is partnership concept. In a group of n person invested different amount for different period, then their profit is the ratio is A into T1, ratio B into T2, ratio C into T3, ratio D into T4 x multiplied by Tn. Hence, here the first person invested amount A for T1 period, second person invested B amount for T2 period, and so on. Okay. Now we will see some questions. Now the first question is, A start a business with 4,000 rupees and B join him after 3 months with rupees 16,000. Find the ratio of their profit at the end of year. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. According to question says that investment of A and B is 4,000 and 16,000. It is given in the question. So ratio of investment will be 1:4. When we simplify it, 0, 0. Cancel out. 4 1s are 4. 4 4s are 16. So it will become 1:4. Okay. In the same way, the ratio of time period is A invested for 12 months and B invested for 9 months. So ratio of time will be 4:3. So profit will always be product of investment and time. So what will be the ratio of profit will be? A invest 1 unit for 4 month, 4 unit time, and B invested 4 unit for 3 unit time. So when we calculate it, we get 4:12, which is 1:3. So profit share will be 1:3. A got 1 unit and B got 3 unit profit of the total profit. Clear? Next one is, find the triplicate ratio of 7:5. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Time's up. Let's see the solution. Now we use the formula of triplicate ratio, which is 3.7, has been given in starting. So triplicate ratio is cubes of ratios. Okay. So ratio is 7:5. We cube the ratio. So 7 cube ratio, 5 cube, which is 343 ratio, 125. So B is the correct answer. Next one is, what will be the inverse ratio of 17:19? Okay. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this one. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now in this question, we use the formula 3.9, and by this formula, inverse ratio of 17:9 is 19:7. Is the correct answer. Next one. Find the compound ratio of 2:7, 5:3, and 4:7. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. We know that the compound ratio is multiplying the numerator together upon multiplying the denominator. So we use the formula 3.10. So 2 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 4 ratio 7 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. So when we multiplied it, we get 40:147. So B is the correct answer. If A and ratio B equals to 3:4 and B ratio C equals to 8:9, then find the value of A ratio B ratio C. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. So question says that we use formula 3.1 in this question. B ratio C is 8:9. A ratio B is 3:4. So we make the B equal in both the ratios because B is common in B ratio C and A ratio B. So we make in both the ratios B equal. So what we can do? B multiplied by 2 in the ratio A ratio B. So B become 8. So A ratio B is 6:8 and B ratio C is 8:9. So A ratio B ratio C becomes 6:8:9. So D is the correct answer. Next one. If A ratio B is 3:5 and B ratio C is 4:7, then A ratio C is equals to, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now the question says that we use formula 3.1 in this question. Question says that A ratio B is 3:5 and B ratio C is 4:7. So in this question we need to equate B in both the ratios. In the first ratio, B is 5 unit and in the second ratio, B is 4 unit. So how can we make them equal? Multiplying 4 in first ratio and multiplying 5 in second ratio. So B ratio C become 20:35 and A ratio B become 12:20. So B is equal. In the first ratio is 20 and in the second ratio is 20. So we can write it A ratio B ratio C equals to 12:20:35. So now the question asks them A ratio C. A is 12, C is 35. So ratio become A ratio C is 12:35. D is the correct answer. Next one. If PQR is 2:3:4, then find the ratio of P upon Q ratio, Q upon R ratio, R upon P. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now the question says that it is given that P ratio Q ratio R, which is 2:3:4. So we can say that value of P is 2 unit, value of Q is 3 unit and value of R is 4 unit. So we can write it P by Q equals to 2/3, Q by R equals to 3/4 and R by P equals to 4/2. Okay. So when we put it in ratio form, we can write it 2:3, ratio 3:4, ratio 4:2. When we solve it, we take LCM 3, 4, 2, which is 12 and multiplying them because we need to find the ratio in integer form. So we get the ratio of P ratio P by Q ratio Q by R ratio of P R by P is 8:9:24. So A is the correct answer. Next one. If it is given, if A upon 3 equals to B by 8, then A plus 3 ratio B plus 8 is equals to. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Again, we use formula 3.1. A upon 3 equals to B by 8. So we can write it A upon B equals to 3/8. We can say that. So if A is 3 unit, B is 8 unit. So we can say that A plus 3 equals to 6 and B plus 8 equals to 16. Clearly. So the ratio will be A plus 3 upon B plus 8 becomes 6 upon 16, which is 3/8. A is the correct answer. Next one. The ratio of 4 to the power 3.5 ratio 2 to the power 5 is the same as. You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now again we use in this question formula 3.1. Question says that 4 to the power 3.5 ratio 2 to the power 5. So we can say that we can write it 3.5 is equals to 7/2. Clear? So 4 to the power 7/2 ratio 2:5. Again, we can say that 2 to the power 2 multiplied by 7/2 is equals to 2 to the power 5. Now both the side base are same. Okay. So what we can do? When you solve it, you get 2 to the power 2 and 2. It is multiplied by these powers. When we remove the bracket, then 2 multiplied by 7/2, which is become 2 to the power 7 ratio 2 to the power 5. Okay. Now we know that when base are same and these numbers are in division form, then we can say that powers can be subtracted. So we can write it 2 to the power 2 upon 1, which is equals to 4. So what will be the ratio? 4:1 is the correct answer. B is the right answer. Next one. If 2:x proportionate 5:7, then x is equals to, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Time's up. Let's see the solution. We use a formula 3.11 by which 2 upon x equals to, we can write it 5/7. We can easily find x. X equals to 2 multiplied by 7. We use cross multiplication upon 5. We get x equals to 2.80. So B is the correct answer. Next one. The salaries of A, B and C are in the ratio 2:3:5. If the increment of 10%, 15%, 10% and 20% are allowed respectively in their salaries, then what will be the new ratio of their salaries? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Ratios of salary of A, B, C is 2:3:5. So we can say that A get 2x, B get 3x and C get 5x. Okay. According to question says that increment of A salary is 15%, B salary is 10% and C salary is 20%. Okay. So what will be the total salary of A? Will become A plus 15% of A. When we solve it, we get 46x upon 20. In the same way, B plus 10% of B, which will become 33x by 10. C plus 20% of C, which become 6x. Okay. Now, new ratio of their salary. So, A ratio, B ratio, C will become 46x upon 20 ratio 33x upon 10 ratio 6. So, what will be the LCM of 20, 10 and 1? So, we multiply in all these equations, all these ratios by 20, because the LCM of 20, 10 and 1 is 20. So, when we multiply by 20, we get the ratio 46x ratio 66x ratio 120x. Okay. Now solution to be continued. So when we simplified it, we get 23:33 ratio 60 is the correct answer. Now we use some shortcuts. How we can use shortcuts? Let's. Ratio of salary of ABC is given 2:3:5. So we can let the salary 200, 300 and 500. So when we increase 200 by 15, it will become 230. 300 increased by 10%, so it will become 330, and 500 is increased by 20%, which is become 600. So when we make the ratio of 230, ratio 330, ratio 600, we get ratio 23, ratio 33 and ratio 60, which is correct. Okay. Next one. If rupees 782 is divided into 3 parts, proportional to 1/2 ratio 2/3 ratio 3/4. Then the first part is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Now the question says that we use formula 3.1. 782 is divided in the ratio 1/2 ratio 2/3 ratio 3/4. So we can multiply it by 12 because LCM of denominator is 12. So we get the ratio in integer form. So 6:8:9. It means the salary will be divided into 6:8:9. Clear? So solution to be continued. When we add 6 unit, 8 unit and 9 unit, it will become 23 unit. So it is given that 23 unit is equals to 782. So 1 unit value is 34. So first part is 6 unit. So 6 multiplied by 34, which is 204. Next one. Two numbers are in the ratio 1:2. If 7 is added to both, they change to 3:5. The greatest number is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. We use the formula 3.1. Let the two numbers be x and 2x because the ratio of two numbers are 1:2. So we can say that the number is x and 2x. According to question, x plus 7. In the question it is given that if 7 is added in both the number, so the ratio is x by 2x. So new ratio will become x plus 7 upon 2x plus 7 is equals to 3 by 5. It is given when we add 7, the ratio will become 3 upon 5. So when we calculate it, we get the value of x, which is 14. So question asked is the greatest number. So greatest number is 2x. So we multiply 2 into 14, which is 28. C is the correct answer. Next one is the ratio of three number is 3:4:5 and the sum of their squares is 1250. The sum of their number is, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Okay. Ratio of three number is given 3:4:5. So we can let the number 3x, 4x and 5x. Now the question said that when we squaring the number and summing up, then we get the 1250. So first square and then sum. So 9x square plus 16x square plus 25x square, it will become 1250. It is given in the question. So when we add up, we get 50x square equals to 1250. When we solve it, we get x square equals to 25. So x equals to 5. So 3x plus 4x plus 5x equals to 12x, which is 60. So we use, so the sum of the number, question is asking what is the sum of the number. So number is 3x, 4x and 5x, which is become 12x. And we put the value of x equals to 5. It become 60. So C is the correct answer. Next one. Sachin is younger than Rahul by 4 years. If their ages are in the respective ratio of 7:9, how old is Sachin? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Let age of Sachin is S and age of Rahul is R. Okay. According to question, Sachin age is 4 years less than Rahul. So we can write it S equals to R minus 4. Clear? And it is also given that the ratio of their ages S upon R equals to 7:9. So we can write it 9S equals to 7R. We can say that cross multiplying the equations. Okay. From equation 1, if we multiplying how much? 9. So what we get? When we multiplying 9 in first equation, we get 9S equals to 9R minus 36. Clear? So we can say that 9S equals to 7R. We know that according to question equation second. So we use this value in first equation. Okay. Now, when we use it, we get 7R equals to 9R minus 36. When we calculate it, we get R equals to 18. Okay. So the age of Sachin is 4 years less than Rahul. So if Rahul is 18 years, Sachin will be 14-year-old. Now, see some shortcuts to solve this type of question. Okay. We know that the ratio of Sachin and Rahul is 7:9. So what is the difference between the unit of Sachin and Rahul? Is 2 unit. And it is given that 2 unit is equals to 4 because in the question in first line says that Rahul is 4 years elder than Sachin. Because question says that Sachin is younger than Rahul 4 years by 4 years. So Rahul is elder than Sachin by 4 years. So this 2 unit is equals to 4 years. So 1 unit will be 2 years. So Sachin age is 7 unit. So we multiply by 2, we get 14 years. Okay. Next one. At present, the ratio between the ages of Arun and Deepak is 4:3. After 6 years, Arun's age will be 26. What is the age of Deepak at present? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Okay. Question says that Arun and Deepak ratio's age is 4:3. Okay. So let Arun's ratio is 4x and Deepak ratio is 3x. According to question, after 6 years, Arun's age will be, we add 6, 4x plus 6. Deepak age will be 3x plus 6. Okay. Now it is given that Arun's age after 6 years is 26. So we can compare it. 4x plus 6 equals to 26. So x equals to 5. From that way, we get the Deepak's present age, which is 3x. We multiply by 3 into 5, which is 15. Solution to be continued. Now we use some shortcuts to solve this type of question. After 6 years, Arun's age will be 26. Present age of Arun is 20. So the ratio of present age of Arun and Deepak is 4:3. Okay. So we multiplying 5, we get 20 year, and we multiplying 5 in 3, we get 15 year. Okay. Next one. Next question is present age of X and Y are in the ratio 5:6 respectively. 7 year hence the ratio will become 6:7 respectively. What is the X present age in year? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Present age X and Y is given in 5:6 ratio. Okay. So let's the age of X is 5x and Y is 6x. Okay. Hence it is given that after 7 years. So when we add up 7 in 5x plus 7 and 6x plus 7, the ratio will become 6:7. So we make this equation 5x plus 7 upon 6x plus 7 is equals to 6 upon 7. When we solve this equation, we get x equals to 7. So present age of x is 5x. So we can multiply it 5 into 7, which will become 35. Solution to be continued. Now we can use some shortcuts. We know that the ratio of their present age was 5:6. After 7 years, the ratio becomes 6:7. So 1 unit only increase in both the ages. Okay. So this 1 unit is equals to 7. So x present age is 5 unit. So we can multiply by 5 into 7. We get 35. Okay. Next one. Present age of Samir and Anand are in the ratio 5:4 respectively. 3 years hence, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9 respectively. What is the Anand present age in ratio in years? Sorry, you have 5 options and 10 seconds to analyze the question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Ratio of their present age is Samir and Anand 5:4 it is given. Now question says that 3 years hence, it means 3 years after. So we let the year ages of Samir and Anand is 5x and 4x. So when we add 3 in both their ages, 5x plus 3 and 4x plus 3, the ratio will become 5x plus 3 upon 4x plus 3 is 11 upon 9. So when we solve it, we get x equals to 6. So Anand present age is equals to 4x, which is 4 multiplied by 6. We get 24 is the correct answer. Next one. The total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh is 93. 10 years ago, the ratio of their ages is 2:3:4. What is the present age of Saransh? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Okay. Let present age of Jayant is J, present age of Prem is P, present age of Saransh is S. So according to question, J plus P plus S equals to 93. Okay. Given that 10 years ago, the ratio of J it means Jayant, Prem and Saransh ratios is 2:3:4. So 10 years ago, the age will be J plus P plus S equals to 93 minus 30, which is equals to 63. So we can let the age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh is 2x plus 3x plus 4x, which is equals to 63. So 9x equals to 63, x will be 7. Now the present age of Saransh is, we know that the present age of Saransh is 4x plus 10, because 4x is the 10 year Ago age. So what will be the present age? 4 into 7 plus 10, which is 38-year-old. Okay, next one. Hitesh is 40-year-old and Ronnie is 60-year-old. How many years ago was the ratio of their age is 3:5? You have 5 options and 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time start now. Now time's up. Let's see the solution. Hitesh is 40-year and Ronnie is 60-year-old. So present age of Hitesh is 40 and present age of Ronnie is 60. Let X year ago the ratio of their ages was 3:5 because it is given in the question. So according to question, we can make this equation 40 minus X upon 60 minus X is equals to 3/5. When we solve it, we get the value of X, which is 10. So how many years ago? 10 years ago. So B is the correct answer. Okay. Now summarize our today's class. What is ratio? A comparison of two quantities expressed as a fraction showing how much one quantity exists relative to another. For example, the ratio of 2 to 3 can be written as 2:3 or 2/3. In the same way, proportion an equation that state two ratios are equal. For example, if A ratio B equals to C ratio D, or we can say that A upon B equals to C upon D. So we can say that A, B and C and D are in proportion. Partnership in a business context. A partnership is a legal arrangement where two or more individuals share ownership and the management of the business. Profits and losses are typically shared based on their ratio of their investment or agreed term. Okay. Thank you.